All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our daily huddle. Happy Monday to everybody. So good to see your beautiful smiling faces. It is Monday. Monday's important days for us. They are the close of the existing week as we head into starting our new week. So for those of you guys that have built in more of a monthly cycle, Seacret's a little bit different. We build really in a weekly cycle, and we're counting the previous 4 weeks. So each week, this is important to start getting in a little bit of a rhythm of understanding your kind of Monday, Tuesday rhythm of knowing what you need, where you're at, and also not just for you, but really coaching people through closing out their week strong. So Mondays are important. At a minimum, we want to make sure that we see that active check for sure, because then we're not missing out on any volume, missing any points, having anything flush out of the system, missing any commission. So that active check, green box in the back. We also want to see that qualified check in the back office to make sure you're qualified for your team commissions, right? And paying attention to your rank meter. Now, when you're new, mission 1, 2, 3, that's what we're focusing on, and then getting everyone to bronze. So mission 1, 2, 3, bronze. Everyone say it with me now. Mission 1, 2, 3, bronze. Okay, good. All right. So now we also are in the midst of our incredible promotion right now, our Seacret Discover promotion, $29 US, $34 in Canada. When they place their first $100 order, they're going to get the shampoo, the conditioner, and the brush included in their order. And then obviously the bonuses when you help 3, 6, 10, 15 agents go out there and earn those bonuses. So make sure that is it really? No, it's not. It's today? How did I not see that? So is she on? I think we should all unmute and sing her happy birthday. She's not, I don't see her yet. So when she comes on here, I think we should all unmute and then just simultaneously start singing with no pause in this plan. So
she's on her phone, her watch.
Oh, baloney. But watches don't count. So, well, happy birthday, Trish. If you're listening to this, I know I'm kind of obnoxious, but I love you. You are, thank you. We'll do an official birthday here in just a sec. So, I am, you kind of noticed a little bit different backdrop on me. Some of you guys are like, I know, wait, he's displaced. That's right. I found a way to leave my house. And the way I left my house is I ended up buying a camper van, which has been on my dream board for, I can't even tell you how long. And so we spent pretty much COVID remodeling the inside of it. We still got to paint the outside of it. We got to get the decals off. It's a 2004 like Sprinter van conversion that was done by Forest River. And this is our first trek out of really taking out. We took a day trip to Sedona just to see if everything was working. Generator still is not staying on, but for the most part, we've got most of the things working. But we put solar on top, replaced the battery system, gutted the whole thing, took out all the carpet, repainted knobs, kitchen sinks, bathroom, redid everything. I feel like a man. It's really cool. Like I feel like I did something. It's nice. But I am in my van. I am in the City Market grocery store shopping mart in Fruta in Colorado, on my way to Steamboat Springs here for the week. And it's one of the things that's so cool that I really kind of want to talk about. I was thinking this weekend about what are some of the things, because we were in Moab yesterday, in Moab, Utah, which is one of my favorite places. If you ever rode Slick Rock, if you're into that kind of stuff, it's an amazing place. But it really kind of reminded me of how grateful I am for where I am in my business now, but also really reminded me of the beginning process of the journey of not just being kind of a goal thinker or a wish wanter, but a goal setter. And what was the process of manifestation that really happened in the course of my life and inside of my career? But anyway, I'm also so grateful because as much as I grew up in more what I would call an old school traditional belly to belly network marketing business where you were going to events and hotel meetings, right now with the social atmosphere, but with Zoom, like I can be live with you guys in my camper van in the middle of nowhere on a trip. Like this is pretty cool as long as I got internet. And I bought this boost your signal thing so that way I could have strong internet, which is pretty cool. This is a realization of really a dream come true. And what I want to see for each and every one of you is to have residual income, have passive income, have renewal income coming in that far exceeds your monthly bills, your monthly expenses, whatever it is. And that's really getting out of the rat race. That's the freedom level of income. And I think a lot of people don't realize it doesn't take as much usually as you think. It's not about gobs and gobs and gobs and gobs of money. Uh-oh, she's on video now. Now it's going to happen. Everybody unmute. unmute right now. So ready? And 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Trisha. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. That's hilarious, actually.
That's pretty cool. So I'm muting you all again. Sorry. But do you guys want to see the van? I haven't ever actually shown anybody. You guys want to see it? Let me see. So check this out. So this is there's a whole bunch of storage back there. Don't pay attention. So this is the bathroom, sink, little shower. We did redo the floors. We did workforce. This nice squirrely. And redid the kitchen. New backsplash. We painted everything, put in new shelves, little TV thing we slotted up there. So anyway, I'm sure it doesn't really look that good on camera, but whatever. But what this what I really wanted to go through is kind of a little bit of the goal setting process and what that looks like. So hopefully you got some notes, and I want you to write this down. And some of you guys have heard this. This might be it might be a little repetitive, but I want you to kind of listen with new ears, and I want you to listen maybe with a newfound excitement, because you may have engaged or heard of the goal setting process, or how do I set goals, or what's the right way to set goals. But many of you didn't have an opportunity to be a part of social networking professionals in Seacret with your goals aligned. Because a lot of the times having a goal and not having a vehicle to get there makes it a little difficult to really believe in the strategy. And so now that you have a strategy, you have a team, you have all these things, this is a place where I'm going to say that it's safe to start dreaming again. It's safe to start building that out. And I want you to kind of flip that dream machine on again. And unfortunately, what I see over the course of most people's lives is this kind of complacency that sets in, where, you know, in the beginning, when they're younger, it's like, oh, I want this, like a kid. You remember when you're a kid, you're like, I want an elephant. You think you can have an elephant, right? And maybe you could, I don't know. But there's that anything is possible mentality and that childlike sense of excitement and imagination. And I really want you to come from a little bit of that space of what that looks like. But over time, what most people have is they have these big dreams and these big goals, and then usually it requires a level of income or a level of freedom and flexibility that most 9-to-5 or jobs or careers don't give them. So they have this box of income they make and these dreams, and instead of expanding this box, they're shrinking their dreams to fit inside. And it's almost like, well, you know, I mean, I really would like to have a BMW, but the Hyundai will do. Nothing wrong with a Hyundai. But if you want to drive a BMW, they make them for someone. Man, it'd be really nice to have, the 4,000 square foot house, but that's a big house to clean. It was like, well, there are people that clean. But sometimes there's these things like, man, it'd be so nice to be able to go to Paris, but I can always go to Vegas. They have a little Eiffel Tower there. It's not the same, right? But people really start kind of compressing. And what I don't want to see your dreams compressing to fit inside of a mold or a box that is already kind of fixed and set, because, I don't think you have fixed income. I don't think you have fixed potential. And I don't understand why people try to live on fixed income. That just those things don't compute to me. So in the goal setting process, the dream setting process, it really starts with opening up that dream space and really getting into it, of going like, what do I really want? Like, no governor, no, not being realistic. I want you to throw realistic out the door. Now, my greens, for those of you guys that have been studying these red, greens, blues, and yellows, my greens, I know this is a difficult for you. All right. So, but what I need you to do is, I don't want you to have a plan. I just want you to think about it for a little bit. Like, what do I really want? And with no judgment, and if it pops into your head, so I want you to take a quick second here, and we're just going to create a little bit of what we call starting a master dream list. Okay. Your master dream list, because there's a master dream list, which is going to transition into goals, which is going to transition into planning. And these are separate pieces of the puzzle that I've been taught over the years that have helped me really create and manifest a world in which I am so grateful. Now, does it mean it's not without hardships? It's not without challenges? It's not without life? No. But the life I'm living today was intentional. It was designed. and it wasn't on accident. You just didn't trip and fall into it and be like, oh, look how this worked out, right? So you got to make sure that you are kind of setting your sail and rowing in the right direction. So create this real quick, master dream list. And I want you to just take a second here. I want you to pretend like you're sitting on Santa's lap, and anything you ask Santa for could be delivered. Doesn't matter what it is, right? So I just want you to think not realistic at all for just a quick second, right? So I'm just going to spit off a bunch of things, and I just want you to write down. We're just going to take a free writing session for just a couple of minutes and write down anything you could ever imagine wanting to do, own, experience, learn, meet, create between now and the next 30 years of your life. So are you ready? So I'm going to give you some subjects here, and I want you to just write some things down. Ready? So ready? House, home. Where would you live? Where would you live? Okay. What's the size of your home? Okay. How many bedrooms? Is there a pool? Do you have a backyard? Do you have an orchard? Do you have goats? My fiance wants baby goats. I'm like, no. Do you have dogs? Do you have more than one dog? Do you have more animals that you would like to have in your world? Okay, so maybe that's in there. Outside of that, how many car garage do you have? All right, what's in there? What kind of car are you driving? What kind of car are you driving? Not realistic. Just man, I like that thing. It looks sexy. I want it. Right. I don't care. I don't even care if you know what the name of it is. Right. So, right. What's your second car? What if you were forced to? If I forced you to buy a second car, what would the second one be? Right. So what about any toys? Would you have a boat? Would you have a van? Would you have a camper? Right. Would you have let's see, jet skis? What would you have as far as like those little razor toys? What else would you have? Where would your second home be? You have to have a second home. Like I'm forcing you into a second home. Where would it be? Would you have a cabin in the mountains? Would you have a beach property, like a little beachfront little villa in Hawaii or in Mexico or in Costa Rica or Thailand or Bali, or I don't know, right? So where would it be? Next is this. If you had to travel, I said, that's it. You're not allowed to work for 12 months. You cannot stay in the country that you're currently in. Where would you go? Where would you go first? Where was the first place you would go to? What would that look like? Where would it, write it down. Don't look at me. If you're looking at me, you're not doing this right. So, right, write it down. So, right, where would you go? Where would you go next? Would you go to Southeast Asia? Would you go to the Philippines? Would you go to Europe? Would you go to Greece? Would you go to Mykonos? Right? Would you go to Santorini? Would you go see the Colosseum? Would you go to Italy? Would you go to the Vatican? Would you go to the Eiffel Tower? I don't know. All right. So would you go see the shows in London and Piccadilly Circus? Where were you going to go? Right. Outside of that, if you're going to travel, right, where would you give back? What organizations would you spend time contributing to? So where would you volunteer? Where would you, what groups of people are very important to you? Is it elderly? Is it children? Is it animals? Is it the rainforest? Is it environmental? Is it homelessness, right? Is it fighting prejudice and racism? What is it that fuels your jets of going, you know what, hey, I want to make a difference in this area, all right? And I've got the time and I got the resources. I got the money and the time. Maybe you want to go to South Africa. Maybe you want to go down to South America. Where would you travel? Where would you spend your time? All right. So ladies, how many pairs of shoes do you own? What's your wardrobe look like? All right. What purses do you have? Guys, what kind of suits? Do you have a watch? What kind of watch are you wearing? Are you wearing the Rolly? Are you wearing the Hublot? What are you wearing? So, okay. So what kind of watch? Now, some of the stuff, it's material. Some of it's learning. What have you always wanted to learn that you haven't had time? You want to learn piano. You just haven't had the time, right? You want to learn a language. If you could take 3 months and go study a language, what did you want to learn? Maybe you'd go to that country and just drop in 3 months there. So what would you want to learn? Okay. So we've already bought all the stuff. That took a month. We got a bunch of money. We got a house. We got a nice car, some nicer than others. We want to travel. Great. Now what? What are we doing? What are we learning? Who do you want to meet? If you could meet whose concert would you go to front row? Would you go I'd go front row. I don't know about you, but if you go front row at any concert, what was the concert you would go to? You could go visit. What are the experiences you had? Would you get your skydiving license? Some of you guys are like, this guy's way too crazy. I don't even know what you're talking about, right? So, so whether it's a crazy experience or whether it's something you wanted to learn to, you know, in your life, you want to learn how to, I'm trying to think, knit. You want to learn how to crochet. I don't know. That's so not in my wheelhouse. But what are the things in your world, okay, that you want to do? What if you want to do with your kids that you haven't been able to do? Maybe you want to take them on a trip somewhere, all right? Some of you guys are like, I want to get my kids out of my house. How do I do that? Can we do that? Right? So maybe I'm, you know, setting up college funds. So kids' college funds are set up, right? So maybe, you know, their weddings are done and paid for if they ever decide to do that, whatever that is, right? Maybe you want to go and play in the, you know, $10,000 and play in the World Series of Poker tournament. And that's something that's been on your list. You've always wanted to do, right? So maybe you've wanted to go experience what it is to go nightlife somewhere. I don't know, but I want you to really think about this. And I'm just, hopefully things are just kind of jogging your memory, free writing here, of what is it you really want? And no holds bar, no letting back, turn that dream machine on. And, you know, and unfortunately, I think as we're kids, we really are doing this. We're always vividly imagining things. As we get older, we even hear things like, get your head out of the clouds. And they'll say things to you like, stop daydreaming. And I want to like slap people today who say that, because I was like, never stop daydreaming. I want you to constantly be daydreaming about the things you want, the places you want to go. And because what you're looking for is always available if you're looking for it. And I did this exercise before in this group, but I'm going to do it again because it's one of my favorites. But if just look around the room real quick, and I want you to find everything in the room that you're in. I want you to find everything that's red. Just look around the room and find everything that's red. Look for red, 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 everything that's red. Look for red, look for red. Okay, cool. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. What was green? Open your eyes. You're like, I wasn't looking for green. Now look around the room, look for green. Now, are you finding more green than you did before? Well, yeah, of course. The green was always there, and so was the red. Just like the stops and the goes in our lives are always there. Red and green lights. You see what I did there? Right? But the green is always there. The red is always there. It's what are we focusing on? What are we looking for? And what's the negative is always going to be there, and focusing on that. And I'm not going to say that you're going to ignore the things in life that are challenges or things are going on in your life. Like if you ignore your bills, they just don't go away. That's not how it works. But is focusing on what is it we really want. So this dream list, this master dream list, is the first step of a 3-part series that I learned in really manifesting and turning dreams into reality, because that's where it starts. Okay. Because I can tell you, if you just start with the to-do list, it's not very inspiring. The to-do, do this, do this, do this. It's like a checklist. It's just, it's not, it doesn't give you the juice. What I want is I want you guys to have those things. Now, most people, here's the catch-22. The moment you start putting out there into the universe and into your mind and into everything else, you are going to fight against a natural pull of what I call gravity, right? So gravity is going to impact our lives, whether we want to or not. Up defies gravity. When you're going to choose to rise, you are going to do that in the face of gravity. And what I mean by gravity, I mean the gravity of the normal habitual thinking of almost everyone around you, number one. The second is the normal habitual thinking that you have inside your head. See, some of you right now, you even did it right now, where you wrote something down and your brain went BS. Like you were like, that's not possible. Like I don't even know why I wrote it down. Like, I don't even really want, like you immediately instinctively almost took it off like immediately. Now, some of you haven't done that because you've been in this process a little bit longer, but is the first step of this entire process is going to go, okay, I'm going to be open and willing. Most people, they start the goal setting process. Here's what happens. They aren't taught how to do the dream stuff. They aren't taught how to create an action plan. They aren't taught how to do, it's more like goal setting or wish wanting. What I mean by that is like New Year's resolutions. New Year's resolutions are not goals. They're thoughts, It's not a goal. A goal is something that actually is physical, tangible, written down, has a time element, and has a plan behind it. Like, that's a real goal. Now, it's a good place to start. It's just not going to get you there. And which is why so many people get frustrated and they give up going, I said I wanted this and I didn't get there. I said I was going to want this. So instead of being disappointed all the time of not reaching my goals, I'm just not going to set them anymore. And this is where they get complacent. And I have to admit, I've even been there at points in my career where I've gone like, where and I know the process and I know how to create, and I know how to manifest. And so I'm going to want you to say, look, this is a safe place to dream, guys, with Seacret, with Trish and Ruth, with SMPs, with social, like so many of the things and the pieces that are variables of needing a vehicle, needing a community, needing a support, needing guidance. Those things are checked there. So before, where you're saying I was putting in the work, but it felt like I wasn't getting anywhere, so I felt like I had to change my goals or change my belief as to what was possible. You need both the elements. You got one. We need your commitment, your belief, and your work ethic. If we can take those things and marinate them with the structure that's here, man, you're going to produce some magic. Now, does that mean it's not going to be challenging? No, it's going to be one of the hardest things you've ever done in your life. So, but that's anything worthwhile that you're going to grow through. And so many times when you're growing in the beginning, it usually feels like breaking. And I've said this before, is like, you know, when everybody wants all the rainbows, but they don't want any rain. Like, they want all the breakthroughs, but they don't want the breakdowns to go through it. So, but the starting process is, what do you want? So write this in your notes. These are questions. And I want you to start thinking about these questions. So what do I want? This is the first question. What do I want? I'm talking about that here this morning a little bit. What do I want? Second question, why do I want it? What do I want? Why do I want it? And the third question, which is really the powerful one, is this a must for me? Okay. Now, some of the things on your list, they may be important, but they may not be important right now. So what we're going to do is create your master dream list. Now, here's the goal for your master dream list. I want you to have 100 goals or dreams on your list. 100, okay? So tomorrow I will read you my 100 list because I don't have it prepared right now with me. But I'll print it off, or I'll pull it up on my phone later. So 100 list, and mine's crazy. Like, I got stuck on like 98, and I was like, I had to get to 100. And the reason why I had to get to 100 is because when I was 22 years old, I was at a training in Oklahoma City, and Mark Victor Hansen. If you guys know Mark Victor Hansen, he's the co-author of Chicken Soup for the Soul books with Jack Canfield, and he wrote The Millionaire Mindset. And he said that what changed his life was a 100 goal list, and you had to email him, just write 100 goals, dreams, and email it to him. In a year, he would email it back to you. And he did this, and it blew my mind. But I got stuck on 98. I didn't know what to do. So I wrote down, well, what would be totally out of this world? So I wrote down, meet an alien. And then I thought, well, what if he's not nice? And then I wrote down, meet a friendly alien. So that's number 99 on my list of things that are on my goals. Some of you guys are like, you're silly. Yes, I know. But I just want you to get 100 things down. And then here's what we're going to do. We're going to take from that list, and then we're going to categorize them. And we're going to say, okay, which one of these goals, we're going to categorize them, are 1-year goals, 3-year goals, 5-year goals, and 10-year goals. We're going to categorize them. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take out the top 3. We're going to pull out the top 3. I personally don't believe you should be working on more than 3 major goals in a year. Okay. Now, one of them I think should be around your finances and your business. One of them I think should be around your personal space. And then you might have a third of something else. Okay. Now, in the beginning, you might not even want to tackle 3. You might start with 2. In fact, you might just go, I'm going to pick 1, and I'm going to go after 1 real big. The only reason why I suggest 2 is I recommend having something in your personal life and something more in your business life, because I don't want you to completely divert your life into one area. I've seen people do this. Okay. So myself included. So what we want to do is we're going to take this and we're going to start evaluating. Some of you already know what that is, and it might be something related to your secret business. And then I'm going to take you through what I learned from Paul Meyer, the multi-billionaire. Gave away $400 million while he was alive. And his organization today is still generating. And he went through his process and how he basically created over 100 companies and basically never failed at his goals, which, well, I was like, come on, for real. And the way that he would structure them, you go, okay, it makes sense, right? Now, I am nowhere near on his level, but I will do my best to be able to pass on and share some of the wisdom of how he really went from goal setting to really goal achieving. But it starts with the dream. It starts with the juice, you know? And I want you to get fired up. Like today, I want you to be just skipping around for no reason, right? So today, that's your goal. Skip everywhere you go. See what happens, right? I want you to do one of those like heel clicks, you know, when you like, you're just, you know, like I want you to be obnoxiously happy. Now, here's what's weird. We live in a society where if you're happy for no reason, they're like, lock that lady up, right? But if you're miserable for no reason, everyone understands, right? You can have no reason to be upset. Why are you upset? Oh, what? I woke up. Like, that's normal. Like, it's okay. But if you're happy for no reason, it's strange. I want you to be so attractive, so like infectious, that the people, when they get around you and they see you, they go, whatever she's on, I want some, right? And here's what you're on. You're on a mission of progress, a mission of journey, a mission of growth. And when you have progress in your life, progress equals happiness. And when you can say, look, I'm on my way and I'm headed towards the destination direction I want, I know that I'm going to get there. And one of the reasons I'm so excited is because I have a community of people that's here to support me along the way. So master dream list, build it out, take some time today, think about it, put it down. I'm going to challenge you to get to 100, guys. So, and if you can get to 100, here's what you're going to do. Some of you already saw this coming. You're going to email it to me. And then what we're going to do is we're going to mail it back to you in a year. And I think you're going to be incredibly surprised if you stay focused and committed on it. So any questions today? Comments, concerns, criticism, feedback? We'll take it all. What do you got? Anything? Happy birthdays. Happy birthday, Trish. We love you. So tomorrow we're going to continue this process. I will be with you in these couple mornings. Couple of them I might not, but my email, jessejmac@gmail.com. I'm going to put it in the chat box. So jessejmac@gmail.com. Also my phone number, 213-949-1965. If you guys don't have my cell phone number, shoot me over a text message. Please include your name. Some people are like, hey, and I'm like, doesn't help. So your name, first name, last name, so I can save it. And a selfie is always good, so that way I can put a face to the name, because I'm much better with faces than I am names. So in any event, thank you guys. These recordings, what we're doing here, a little bit different. I know we had, they were being recorded in the cloud, but we were running out into Zoom. We were running out of storage. So what we're doing is we're pulling all of these trainings daily now off of our Zoom account, uploading to our YouTube account, so they'll be there permanent with links. So we'll get the daily huddles updated inside of the groups, because I know there was a couple broken links. So we'll get that fixed. So guys, let's dream big, okay? So dream. And then what we're going to do is we're not stopping there. We're going to take those and we're going to turn them into massive action plans to ensure that we're getting you on the right path to get there. So next time I'll see you guys from Steamboat Springs. See you tomorrow morning. Bye guys.